It is a beautiful afternoon here in Huntington Beach, California, Surf City, USA, the big surf industry located right here in Orange County. Most of the major companies are somewhere up in Huntington, down in San Clemente, and all over in between from Costa Mesa. All these guys have big sponsors, and they can visit all their team managers, all the marketing directors to plan out their year for their profiles, magazine trips, surf movies, maybe en route to qualify. Or if you're already a CT legend like Connor Coffin, it's a good place to show up and represent the top 34 in the world.
I was only half listening to what you were saying because I was so mesmerized by the conditions right now, Joe.
Thank you for being honest. As we look at Connor Coffin driving through a couple of big points on the back end. But I'm with you, Rosie. This is a beautiful afternoon condition-wise. Nice and groomed, south swell galore out here for the world's best.
And it's a roll of the dice whether or not you'll find a breaking wave. Here we go. Wow, love that innovative approach from Krystian.
Krystian Kymerson, talented goofy foot. We were well aware of what he could do above the lip when he entered the Pro Junior Series. Had the event previously over in Bali. Juniors were lucky. He did huge airs. This is Connor's wave.
And Connor Coffin, 2 strong turns. I think this is going to be a good start for him. Didn't find that inside connection. Gets the rail taken out from under him.
As we get caught up with this heat, Mitch Cruz got a really fun-looking left-hander, Rosie.
Oh, Mitch Cruz just taking advantage of this long wall on his backhand. A couple clean sweeps on this wave. I think he milks this one all the way through. Let's see it, that connection. Dynamic finish with that float. Steady start.
Now back into Mateia Hiquily real quick there from Tahiti. Mateia getting a warm-up, 0.93. Backing it up there. Former runner-up at the Australian Open of Surfing. You're just hoping that he comes back to the tour. Let's see what Connor did here.
Well, Connor Coffin already locking a 5.23 in and just getting so busy. You mentioned that backhand weapon that he has. A lot of experience out in this lineup in a competitive situation. Coming through the junior ranks. Probably surfed 1,000 heats out here. And then Mateia finding some flow and just digging that nose. Interesting to see that when you're looking too far down the line and trying to telescope yourself into your second maneuver without fully committing to that first one, you can get a little hung up.
But he was realizing that was his year. He was going to go the whole way. Back to this one with Kymerson checking out a left. Speed turn. Nice punch through that lengthy whitewater section. So Kymerson getting the 2 turns out the back. And he's just patiently waiting for this bonus reform. Not moving too much till now. He just wants more speed. Here comes the windup. It'll extend the float for the finish.
Yep, remember seeing this guy surf in the Qashqai's QS 10,000 last year. Very impressive.
As we take another look, anything really memorable out of this start out the back row?
Definitely getting to work early and just throwing that board up into the lip and controlling it so well.
Next wave setting up for the Tahitian, Mateia. Gets down the line looking for something major. Throws the tail high reverse, a big spin, but he can't hang on. Here in Huntington Beach, we had Luis Diaz take the win last season and made a big name for himself. We see a huge backside hack. We had to get right back into live action with Mitch Cruz. Cruz had the 4.83 a long time ago. Huge power hack. Juniors take advantage of warm-ups for their debut in the main event at the U.S. Open. One more look at this big move.
Wow. Well maintained through that section. Crack off the lip.
Couldn't get any more critical. Came out with even more speed.
Yep.
And then lands hard in the flats. That was incredible. And that's kind of a great example of a section where you do one maneuver and you can get excellence if you're rewarded for it from the panel. We're still waiting for that score. But as we know, in the old days, they'd count turns. It's not about quantity anymore. It's about quality. Running left leaves Kymerson behind. So still just waiting on the important score for Mitch Cruz. Dream about, Rosie? How badly do you want to surf?
Oh, I'm itching.
Hiquily now setting up a big float. He'll hang on to That footwork out the back. And looks like he's motivated for a reform. Former runner-up at the Oz Open. Looking to do the same thing here in Huntington Beach. Now he's choosing his forehand for the finish. Clean snap to get out of there.
Yep. Great wave there for the Tahitian. Small scores to his name, a 177 and a 113. That's going to get the ball rolling for him.
The 717 as we see Mateia's wave again.
Yeah, Mateia with a long wall to work with. 2 maneuvers out the back. It's so good to see someone find their form. It's been waiting a long time, you know, just under 20 minutes to get this one started for himself. That board looks so good. It's all about carrying the speed through the flats. Clean finish. Yeah.
The closeout section.
Yeah.
I think I liked it a little bit too much, maybe. Watching this one now, we see Cruz slide out.
Well, he still maintained that second spot, but yep, that, you know, we can kind of digest that and say, okay, one hit out the back, 3-6-3 in the context of the heat. I mean, Connor Coffin a 717 for his best wave. He probably did a combination of those major maneuvers, but I really enjoyed that hit from Mitch Cruz. So, yeah, that wave kind of falling on the lower side of the scale, but still factoring into his top 2.
This will grab on the same inside rail, backhand flat spin. He called it the KK Flyer. Back to this one, the Cruz one maneuver option.
Yeah, it's so fun to see the innovation that's taking place in the confines of a contest. It's so fun when people feel the freedom that they have in free surfing and bring that into their competitive attack.
Needing a 377, 3:15 on the clock. And here he goes, winding up. Didn't have much to work with there. Now just thinking about a reform. And he gets out, so down to 3 minutes, top 2 moving on to the round of 48. Entering the final minute in this one. Priority is with the heat leader. A big windup from a surfer that needs it the most. Mateia going for one major closeout hack. He can't hang on. 40 seconds on the clock. Connor looking solid out front. Mitch Cruz, even though he only got a 3-range score on that big closeout hack, it's been enough to keep him in second, Rosie.
That's right, holding on for dear life to that second place spot. Let's see, looks like Mateia up and riding.
Going for a little backside reverse, running out of time. Really surprised, Rosie. It was all about 3s at the end of the heat.
Yeah, so surprised. I mean, you never know where that backup score is going to factor in and how it's going to affect the outcome of a heat.
And we hear the horn sound. It's officially wrapped up. Connor Coffin, the high seed in the matchup, living up to the expectations of being a man on the championship tour, leaves with a 717 as his high score and will compete again in the round of 48. Round 2 continues here at the Vans US Open of Surfing. We'll take a quick break. When we come back in, we'll bring in Chris Cote, Strider, Raspberry Wazerlewski, and Dane Gudauskas for the call.